Do you want to know the exact steps that professional players, agents, and scouts recommend that players take in order to become pro? Do you want to know the exact steps from those people? Do you want to know what college coaches are looking for? What makes a player stand out and what types of players they want to have in their team? Do you want to hack the minds? Do you want to get into the mind of people who have already done what you want to do? Maybe that's become a professional, maybe that's become a collegiate level player, or just make a higher level team. Do you want to get into their head and learn exactly what they did to make that possible? Well, in lesson number 1, 2, we kind of touched on that a little bit. Now we're doing lesson number 3. We're going to get a little deeper. Today I really want to give you some action steps. And if you guys can tell, like my voice, if you listen to the first lesson and you listen to the third lesson, my voice is gone. I've been doing all these interviews with all these agents, coaches, scouts, professional players. I've been doing all these interviews. I've been talking, doing all the seminars, doing all these recordings. I've been talking so much that my voice is gone. But we're gonna work through this one because I want to give you guys some more value. So first of all, I just want to say thank you once again to everyone who watched lesson number 2. If you have not seen lesson number 2, if you have not seen lesson number 1, you need to go back and watch those. I'll put links in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're on my website, you can just go back and watch those first 2 lessons because again, we'll quickly recap what we talked about. But if you haven't seen those, you're not going to know what I'm talking about and it's going to go past your head. So I want you to keep up. So make sure that you've actually watched those lessons. So in lesson number 3, and before we do get into this, because I got some good stuff, I think you guys would really like this one. I put a lot into this one and I wanted to touch on a bunch of different things to give you, again, some things that you can actually do right away, like today, to improve yourself as a player, but also improve your chances of making it. Because remember, it's about taking action. You can't wait for these opportunities to come. They're not coming to you. You have to go out and get them if this is what you want for yourself. So thank you so much for watching. There's on the first video, again, I just was checking it out right now. It's like 12,000 views on the first video. And I'm kind of recording these back to back, the second and the third. But I know that was just on YouTube, so on Facebook and on my website, it's probably like 20,000 people watched that, and a lot of people liked it and shared it, so I really appreciate that. I just appreciate all the feedback. A lot of people are doing good things already, so if you did share that, I want to say thank you so much. If you did share that, going out of your way to press that share button, it makes a massive difference, and a lot more people see it. You are helping to impact more people, so think about it like that. Oh yeah, so I forgot this one was in here, but this is just a funny one. Like when I was starting to do the seminar and I was kind of promoting it and saying, hey, check out the seminar, someone commented in one of the groups and they were like, I want to join I made a Facebook event, and I said, and they said, I want to join the event, but I can't join because if I join, there will be a notification to go to my Facebook status and everyone will see that I'm going. And he was scared about what he thought his friends and all the people on his Facebook were going to make fun of him because he was going to a seminar or he was going to something to improve himself at soccer, and he knew that all his friends and teammates would make fun of him if they saw that. So what I said is, hey, first of all, if you don't get over that, you're not allowed to come to the seminar. And then I said, this is why I have this written here, but this is something that I heard before, and is it from Gandhi? It might be from Gandhi. It's like the idea that, okay, if someone shackles your arms and your legs and they make you unable to move, you cannot move because of what they've done to you, are you a slave to them? You would say yes, right? I am a slave to them because they've shackled me, I'm restricted, I can't do what I want to do. But yet, if someone restricts you from moving by the way they think about you, by the thoughts in their head, their opinions of you, or even the words that they say, if the words that they say and the opinions that they have of you stop you from doing what you want to do, stop you from moving in a way that you think you should move, are you still not a slave? So this is like mental slavery. You are frozen. This person was frozen. They didn't join the seminar because they were afraid of what other people would think of them. So that's very specific to that one event, him joining the seminar, but that happens every day. Maybe it happens to you on the field. Maybe you freeze and you don't do the things that you know you should do, or you don't go to opportunities, you don't go to tryouts, you don't put yourself out there because you're afraid of what other people will say. So are you not a slave if you act like that? So currently, are you being a slave? And are you going to stop that? Are you going to realize that, hey, I can no longer let other people influence me simply by the words that they say or the things that they think about me? Because at the end of the day, what they think about you, what they say about you does not matter unless you give it meaning, unless you give it value and you validate it and you say, you know what, he thinks that about me, now suddenly I think that about me. So you cannot allow that to happen anymore if you want to be successful in life and if you want to be successful specifically in soccer. However, if you just want to fail, you want to be miserable, you want to be depressed all the time, then go ahead and let other people's thoughts and opinions and words freeze you and let them make you a slave, a mental slave. So with that idea in mind, let's move forward. And what did we talk about? Oh yeah, also, now that I mentioned this specific guy from the Facebook group, there was also another guy that I wanted to give a shout out to, because this was really cool. This guy said, I gotta bring it up in my messages, just deal with me. I actually saved it. It was in a Facebook event, and I just want to get this guy's name right. But here it is. Bear with me, guys. It's worth it. What's your name? Saram Minahag. He said, "Thank you, Dylan. I actually got a tryout for this Wednesday with the team by following your advice from seminar number 1 and actually did exactly what you said to do in seminar number 2 by contacting and taking action." So I just want to give him a shout out because he's taking this advice and he's taking action. Okay, that's amazing. So, Saram Menahag, I hope you're watching, bro. I know you've watched the first 2. I know you're always commenting in the Facebook event, so I just want to give you a special shout out. And then he even found a picture of, I did that quote, I said, the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, the second best time is today. He found a picture of it and he got it. I actually got it wrong, I guess, but it says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Chinese proverb. So shout out to Saram. Okay, the reason I wanted to identify this guy is, look, he took this advice. He took the other lessons, the other lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. He took that advice and he actually put it into action right away. He didn't wait for like a year. He didn't wait for next month. He didn't wait till he was a better player. He just took those ideas and he ran with it. And if you want to succeed in life, one of the most important things, one of the most important skills is your speed of implementation. So what that means is if you get an idea, how long do you wait, if at all, to actually implement it? If you take this idea and you implement it right away, you're going to see results right away. Okay? Or at least you're going to get some things moving. Maybe you have to struggle a bit, but at least you get the ball rolling, and then you're going to get your results faster than you would if you just sat and waited and say, yeah, that's a really good idea, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Okay, so shout out. That was really cool, man. Good for you. Keep it going. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you deserve. Okay, so a lot of us out there, and I've said this before, like, you guys think I'm making fun of you. I'm just trying to illustrate and demonstrate the average player who has the dream of being a professional. They just say, I want, I wish, I hope so bad. Okay, but in life, you don't get what you want. Yeah, you want it really bad. That's good. And you have to start with the want. But at the end of the day, you get what you deserve. Okay, you get what you work for. You get, if you're good enough, as we talked about, those 2 things. If you're good enough and you take enough action, that kind of defines if you deserve it or not. Then you'll get it. But if you don't, if you just want it, but you're not good enough, or you want it, but you don't take enough action, then you don't get it. Okay? So just because you want something doesn't mean you're going to get it. Do you actually deserve it? Have you worked for it? a lot of us out there, we want the prize without paying the price, okay? So it comes down to the sacrifice, taking the actions, being good enough, analyzing yourself, working on your game, looking at all the steps that you can take, everything we've talked about in the other lessons so far. Are you actually applying them and making things happen? So let's recap what we talked about in the other ones. So I want to go through these quickly because I got some new things I want to talk to you guys about. But just to break it down, we'll go back to kind of the outline of the system, the soccer success system. So number one was that mission activation. You're getting really connected with your goals and you're using the power of short-term and long-term goals. And we're going to talk specifically about that one today. I want you guys to set some goals. I want you to get super motivated today. Number two, master plan formulation. It's great if you have a goal. It's great if you have everything you want. But how are you going to get it? Okay, so decide what you want and reverse engineer it. Find out all the steps that you have to take in order to make that happen. Number three was the rite of passage. You have to get rid of all your garbage, okay? All your weaknesses, all the things that people say behind your back. Maybe some people say them to your face, but you have to accept them. You have to want to hear those things, okay? You want to hear it from your friends, from your teammates, from your opponents, from your enemies, from your coaches, from people who are giving you criticism, whether it's hard to take or not. You need that advice, and you have to want it, okay? A lot of us are hiding from that advice. When someone gives us criticism, we get very defensive. We say, no, that guy doesn't know anything, or I'm better than him. What is he talking about? Okay? Everyone who gives you advice, it doesn't matter who it comes from. Yes, you have to be careful who you take feedback from, but you have to kind of accept it and put it through a filter and say, okay, is there some value in what this person is saying to me? If I'm being really honest with myself, am I slow? Am I weak? Do I need to work on my shooting? Is my defending really bad? Am I weak mentally? Okay, they said all these things, so there must be some truth to them. So learn to accept those things. Don't get defensive. Use it to your advantage. Use it as motivation to improve, maybe motivation to prove those people who said those things wrong, and also motivation to, not motivation, but ideas on what specific parts of your game you actually have to work on. Reverse development training we talked about. We're going to go into more detail on that today because I want to give you some things that you can do right away. Like I have systems to work on all the parts of your game. And as I said, I'll go into that deeper with my personal clients. But I want to give you a couple things that you can do right away. So you can do them today and you're going to see improvements today. And finally, the no-fail guarantee strategy, which we talked about accountability. I haven't gone into that too much in depth, but accountability to yourself, accountability to other people, using those tools to keep yourself going. Because at the end of the day, most people know, everything else up here, you know what you have to do, you know what you want to do, you know what you have to do, but you don't do it for some reason. That's what this one's all about. So, first of all, I want to talk about short-term goals. And I'll start with a story. So recently I got injured. If you guys have followed my Snapchat, my Instagram, or just follow me on social, I did some YouTube videos in the past, but I kind of disappeared. I dipped out from YouTube for a little bit because I tore my quad. Okay, a year ago I tore my quad. Foolish, I'll tell you exactly how I did it so you learn from my mistakes. I was playing in a tournament and I showed up. I'll blame it on, I won't actually blame it, I'll blame it on myself, but I'll say, it was in a different city. I was in the city like 30 minutes before I had to be there, before it was time to warm up. And GPS, I'll blame it on Google Maps. It took me to this place. It was not the right place. So I was chilling there. I thought I was at the right place and no one's showing up for the game. I'm like, what's going on here? So I called my buddy. He said, hey, where's the match at? He said, oh, you're over there? Well, it's actually over here. So I was like, oh man, okay. So I tried to rush over there. GPS was taking me like all these back roads. It did not work. I got stuck. Like I was trying to go up this abandoned road. I don't know why it was taking me that direction, but it wouldn't let me through. So I had to go all the way backwards. Eventually, long story short, I got to the field. I got there like right at kickoff. And the guy who organizes the team is my friend, but he organizes the team. We always play these tournaments. And he said, okay, can you play? Do you want to start? And I was foolish. At that point, I had never really had a serious injury, so I thought I was invincible. And I said, yeah, of course, I'm going to start. Like, I want to play, I want to score, I want to win, I want to get my minutes. So yes, I will start. And I went in there, excuse me, my voice again. But I went in there, no real warm-up. I tried to do like a couple of little stretches, but the whistle went and I was in it right away. And probably like a minute in, I took a strike and right away I felt something go. So not proper warm-up, not making sure I was at the right place at the right time, but basically all that led to me tearing my quad. Okay, so I was out for pretty much a year because, again, I didn't realize how bad it was, so I just rested for a little bit, and then I came back and I redid it. And then I finally realized, okay, this isn't just a strain. This isn't something I just have to rest for a little bit. This is something where I have to take some serious time off and really focus on rehabilitation. I had to do some electrostimulation, some dry needling, just a lot of rest, proper nutrition, just giving my body a break. But that leads me into this. So when I was injured, which a lot of you out there, maybe even watching this right now, are going through this, or you have been through this in the past, or you will be going through this in the future, you have to stay extremely positive in that situation. And what I did in that situation is I got extremely motivated. I said, you know what? This sucks, but this is just a small part of my career, and I'm going to make the most of it as soon as I get back. So what I did is I started setting goals. And first of all, my first goal was just to get back from injury. So my mentality when I was injured, a lot of people ask me, what should you do when you're injured? Well, first of all, you have to have the mentality that, you know what, I'm going to use this as a learning experience. This is going to make me stronger. So I am never going to get injured again, but how am I actually going to do that? I'm going to make myself stronger. I'm going to focus on my mobility. I'm going to focus on strengthening not just my injured area, but my entire body. I'm going to become more durable. I'm going to become fitter so that I don't put my body in situations where I'm fatigued. Because when you're really tired, let's say you're out of shape and you put yourself in a bad position, that's when you get injured. When you're really fit, it's tough to get injured because your body can handle all these strains of the game. So I focused on that, and that was my number one thing. But that's what I would recommend to you. Use that as motivation to say, you know what, I'm never going to let that happen to me again. And I promise you, the stronger you are, like the stronger your body is, the less likely you are to get injured. The people that get injured are the ones that are weak. They never go to the gym. They just have like good skills, but their joints, their muscles, their tendons, they're flimsy, they're weak. There's no strength to them. There's no mobility they can't do a full squat, they can't touch their toes. These are the types of people that get injured all the time. So take care of your body, make yourself as strong as possible, get motivation from that, tell yourself that's never going to happen to me again, and then you have to learn from it. Like obviously focus on your warm-up, get there on time, focus on proper nutrition, making sure you get enough sleep so your body can heal after training and matches and stuff like that. So when I was injured, I set a bunch of goals for myself, and I said, when I come back, I got to make the most of this time because I lost a whole year. I lost a whole year of my career. That sucks. But I can't go back and I can't get that year back. So what am I going to do now? So I set all these goals, and these aren't, like most of you guys set goals, but they're not short-term goals, and they're not goals that are right there, right now that I can grab. So I just looked at all these things that I wanted to achieve as far as what tournaments can I go to and win those tournaments. What do I do in my own city as far as playing in leagues? I play in like 3 different leagues. I play in men's league, futsal league, men's futsal league. This is for the winter. And co-ed league, which is men and women. But, excuse me. My voice is gone, guys. But bear with me. You'll see, if you ever try to talk for about 7 hours straight, for 3 days, your voice is going to disappear. But we got to keep bringing the value. So sorry, let me get back to my story. So I was setting all these goals for myself. And as I said, I played all these leagues. So I was thinking about, okay, what can I set? I can win all these tournaments. I can win all these leagues. I can be the top goal scorer in all of these leagues. And I just started getting really ambitious, saying, I want to win everything possible. So suddenly I had a list. And I'll tell you guys, because one thing I do, and I'll encourage you to do it as well, is I put all these goals on my phone. Okay, they're all right here on my phone. So I see them. You can also print them off on a piece of paper, like people recommend. Put them on your fridge, on your wall, somewhere you see them all the time. But I put them on my phone, so every time I open my phone, whether I'm like looking at an email or going on social media or answering a call, it's always there in front of me. I always see that, so it's always in my mind. So I'll just tell you some. These are ones that I achieved, and I keep the ones I achieved on there because it motivates me to see those achievements. It makes me feel good. I remember those achievements, and that motivates me to do more. So just a couple. So number one was my first game back, injury free. And then I always just put like, yes, exclamation point, exclamation point. The next one was Div 1 Provincial Championships. Yes, we won that. Top goal scorer of Provincial Championships. Yes, that was my goal, to be the top goal scorer of the team. And I also ended up being the top goal scorer of the whole tournament. So that was a bonus. Cochrane Cup Champions. This is just like a local, it was just like a little tournament. And some of these like aren't even like, they're not massive achievements, but it's something to strive for, it's something to go after. So I wanted to win that tournament. I also wanted to be the leading goal scorer in that tournament, which I achieved. I wanted to go 1 whole month injury free, which I achieved. I had some tryouts, which I can't talk too much about. I had the first game of I can't talk about it because the coach hasn't put out the final roster. He doesn't want me talking about it. That's all I'll say. But I put it, especially if he's watching, I don't want him to get upset with me again. So, and then the other one was first game of the season. I wanted to score 1 goal. I wanted to make 1 assist, and I wanted to win the game. And I did all 3 of those. So these are all goals accomplished. But as you can see, this is what I'm trying to get at here. So now you guys understand kind of my story, where I got this idea and how I started using it to my advantage. Okay, that was just in the beginning when I first got back from my injury. Now I have a whole list of other goals here. I'll just tell them to you. Top goal scorer of the Major Indoor League. Top goal scorer of CUSA Futsal League. Co-ed, because I play co-ed, like basically I just play co-ed for fitness and touches. I mean, you're playing against girls, so you can't take it too seriously. But I'm using it as training. And again, every time I'm out there, sometimes you just have to take opportunities. Some of you out there like don't even play on clubs, or you're looking for opportunities to play, or you only play once a week. You got to get your match experience up. So I'm using it as a time to play, especially in the winter when you can't go outside and just play on the field or train on the field by yourself or with your friends like you want to. You have to take advantage of what's available to you. So that's what's available to me. It's still fun. I still have a great time. It's with great people as well. But I said, if I'm going to be playing this, I better be getting goals. I better be focusing on my finishing. So my goal is every game I have to score a hat trick if I play. And again, other people in that league may look at me and like, what the hell is this guy doing here? Like, why is he playing at this level? And again, I have my own goals. I have my own purposes for it. Okay, but you guys can see kind of what I'm talking about. Then I have a whole list of tournaments, futsal tournament, Red Deer tournament, Nations Cup tournament. Okay, so all these things are right there in front of me. Now, let me get to this picture because you're probably wondering what the hell is going on here. Well, when you just have a long-term goal, so let's say this flag on the mountain, this is your long-term goal. This is you want to be a professional player. That's your big goal. But a lot of us, this is all you have. This is your only real goal. It's the only thing you think about. Okay, this is you over here, and you have a question mark going over your head, and you're saying, how the hell do I get over here? Okay, but so this is you without short-term goals. When you set all these short-term goals, and this is not only like the steps I take to get over there, but how do I become the player I need to be over here, to get over here, to climb this mountain and grab that flag? When you have short-term goals, well, suddenly there's like a little path that you can take, or there's little things that you can do to get closer. Not only closer in the steps that you have to take, as I said, but closer in the person and the player that you have to be able to get out there and grab that flag, to grab that big goal. Okay, so if you don't have short-term goals, the other thing with short-term goals is if you have this goal off in the distance, okay, are you really like focused? Are you really serious about it? Because that's like so far away. So are you accountable? Every day do you feel like, oh, I have to get better today, otherwise I'm not going to be that professional player, or I'm not going to play on that college team? Or is it so far in the distance that you're like, you know what, I'll just chill today, tomorrow I'll start training. Or I won't go as hard in practice today because it's like way off there. It's not right here, right now. I don't have to put it in like I should. But let me ask you, If you had a big tournament next week that you wanted to win, how would you train? How would you eat? How would you sleep? How would you think? Would you say, "Oh, I'll be good. I'll be good enough to win it like this," or do you feel like, you know what, I have to get better in order to win that tournament, to score, be the leading goal scorer, to get the MVP on my team, to do really well in that tryout? Okay, so if you have all these short-term goals right in front of you, you are always on your toes. You always have to feel like you have to improve. And let me tell you as well, if you think that you can achieve all these short-term goals, the player you are today, as the player you are today, these goals are not challenging enough. These goals are not big enough. You need to set bigger goals for yourself. So goals need to force you to grow. If you set a goal and you can achieve it as the person and the player you are today, the goal is too small. You need to set a bigger goal. The goal has to be, it has to be scary a little bit. It has to be like, oh my God, I really have to pick it up if I want to achieve that. So think about that when you're setting goals. So what I want you guys to do right now is I want you to just take a second. You can pause this video if you want to, but definitely come back. But I want you to think about, what are some things I can attack? And I say attack because I want you to go after them. I want you to feel like they are right here, right now. I have to get them. So what can you think about that is in this month, even this week, that you can achieve? Is there a tournament coming up? And if you don't have one, can you find one? Okay, can you join one with your friends? Remember, you don't have to, everything doesn't have to be like your national teams, national championships. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can find little things that motivate you that you still want to win. And that's the way that I look at football or soccer personally, especially if you're not playing professional or you don't have that dream to be professional. Still have the dream to be the best that you can, to win as much as you can, to achieve as much as you can, whether that's awards, or like personal awards, MVP, top leading goal scorer, best defender on the team, best goalkeeper, whatever you want it to be, or lifting trophies, winning with your team, getting medals. It feels good. It feels good to win, okay? So I want you to think about right now, what are things that you can achieve this week, this month, right now, short term? Okay, so take a few minutes and think about those things, and I want you to come back and I want you to have a few goals. And if you guys have some goals, I want you to comment below. I want you to share them. I want you to get excited about them. I want you to get as excited as I am right now talking about them, and I want you to feel motivated, because guess what? If you don't improve, that goal is a week away. You're not going to get it. So you can't be the same player you are today. You have to improve in order to get it. Okay, so go ahead and do that right now. So really use those short-term goals to your advantage. And now that you have them set, you have something to do. So that's what I said. I wanted to give you some positive motivation, some positive action steps you can take today. So let's move forward, because I want to give you some more advice on a couple of things that you can do here. So remember, we talked about the reverse development training. So this, if you remember, this is backwards, right? This is the wrong way. This is what most players do. They just focus on that, as we said. And this is what I was doing when I was younger. All I did was what most players do. They just focus on this, okay? I was really good technically, but I was lacking in all the other areas of my game, and it was hurting my game. I was really good. I was probably the most technically skilled player, definitely in my city, potentially in the whole province. But I was not making the impact that other players were. So once I started to understand that, again, I went through that transformational phase, and I really started to be honest with myself and say, hey, you think you're good, but really you suck, okay? And not saying that in like a demeaning way, like, hey, you suck, why don't you give up? No, it's like, hey, you suck, but you can be so much better, so let's do something about this. So then I started to focus on all these other parts of my game. It started right here with this shift. And then once I figured that out, and this became bigger, and we flipped it, then everything else, I started to realize, okay, there's more than just skills. You have to be mentally tough. You have to be smart. You have to know where to be. You have to be fit. You have to be fast. You have to be strong. You have to know what to do. You have to make the right decisions at the right time. It doesn't matter how good your skills are. If you always make the wrong decisions, you always give the ball away, or you take too many touches, then it doesn't matter how good your skills are, because you're just wasting them. So once I started to shift that, I started to focus on all these, then my whole game transformed, and I became a much better player, and I started making an impact in the game. Because as we talked about in the last session, there's a big difference between being a good player and being a good performer, right? You can have all the skills and all the attributes, but if you don't transfer them to on-field performances, it doesn't matter. So all I want you to do to improve mental toughness, number one, just become aware of the way you talk to yourself when you are losing. So when your team is losing 3-0, how do you talk to yourself in your head? Or have you given up on the game? Because honestly, most players, when they're down 3-0, they have already given up on the game. They're already saying, oh, you know what, next game I'll try harder and we'll win and we'll get back. Okay, but that's not what you need to do. That's not how winners think. You know how I think when it's 3-0 and I'm calling myself a winner? Yeah, I'm a winner. I can say that. When I'm losing 3-0, I'm saying to myself, I am going to take control of this game. I'm going to score 3 goals, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to help my team win this game. I'm going to put the team on my shoulders, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to win this game. Okay, so 2 totally different ways to approach that situation. But you have to understand that you are in control of the way that you talk to yourself in your mind. A lot of you out there, you say things, and that's just because people don't understand that they have the choice. Especially as a young kid, you don't understand that you have the choice to change your thoughts and change the way you talk to yourself in your mind. But a lot of us out there say, oh, I'm just not confident, or I'm not really confident right now. Okay, true confidence is something that never goes. It doesn't matter if I'm losing or I'm winning. I talk to myself the same way, with the same tone. I might say different things, but I talk to myself with the same tone. Okay, you're always focused on the solutions. You're always focused on how to win. You're always focused on how to play better, how to get yourself out of trouble. You don't focus on the problems. You don't complain. You don't cry to yourself. You don't make excuses. Okay, you talk about the positive. So keep that idea in mind. But number one, I just want you to be aware. So catch yourself. How am I thinking when I'm losing? Number 2, tactically. So all I want you to do, whatever your position is, I want you to go and watch a professional player. So watch a game on TV, or you can even watch it on YouTube. There's old matches on there. Watch a player who plays your position for 10 minutes and do not watch. I mean, you still have to be aware of where the ball is, but don't switch your focus to someone else. Okay, so yes, it is okay to see like where that player is in relation to their defenders, to their teammates, and where they are in relation to the ball, to someone that they're marking. Okay, but I want you to focus on that player. Where are they going? What are they doing? What are they doing on the ball? What are they doing specifically off the ball? Okay, so just for 10 minutes, and I want you to think about how many things I want you to pick up on how many things you can learn. And then if you want to take it to the next level, because first of all, just watching that for a lot of you out there, that's going to make a massive difference right away. What most players do when they watch football on TV is they just watch the ball. They just watch the ball go from that guy to that guy. All they see is, okay, there was a pass, there was a shot, there was a goal. They don't see how it happened. They just see what happened. So think about that, okay? Just keep it really simple. Try to break it down like that. Not what happened, how. How did it happen? Where was the player? What run did they make? What technique did they put on the ball with their first touch, with their pass, with their shot? Okay, so not what happened, but how did it happen? So I just want you to watch a player who plays your position, watch them for 10 minutes, and just really try to pick up on as many things as you can. That's all you have to do, and you will improve. Subconsciously, you will improve. But if you want to take it to a new level, then you think about, okay, what did I learn, and how can I apply it when you're on the field? So the next time you're practicing, maybe you remember, okay, every time that I'm playing fullback, let's say I'm playing fullback, every time my center back gets the ball, this fullback got really wide. He got really wide to the touchline to open up. Or every time the winger was about to receive a pass, he got really close. He got really tight. He didn't give him any space to breathe. So just picking up on little things, and those are very basic examples. You'll probably pick up on more complex things. And do you remember in lesson number 2 when I talked about how when you're young, you're naive and you think you know everything? So when I was 10 years old, I said I thought my skills were as good as a Premier League player, and my Bulgarian trainer laughed at me, and now I'm laughing at myself. But when you're young and you're naive, it's very difficult to pick up on exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. But as you become more experienced, well, suddenly you pick up on more and more things, minor details that make massive differences. So right now, you might be very young and you'll watch a pro player for 10 minutes and you'll say, you know what, I don't see any difference in what they do to what I do. But the more you watch, the more you learn. And the more experience you get, the wiser you get, the more you realize how big of a difference there is. 3, physical. So one thing I want you to do to improve your fitness right away, specifically your stamina and your running in general, it could be your speed as well actually, is change your perspective to running. You like to run. You want to run now. You love running. Okay, and that may seem ridiculous for me to say because I don't like running. You're saying that to yourself right now. But I'm telling you, running is great, okay? Running is amazing. Personally, I want to run. I want to run more than everyone else on the team. Yeah, you have to be smart with your movement, absolutely. But I want to run more. I want to be more involved. I want to be in the right spot at the right time. And in order to do that, you have to run. But the thing is, a lot of us have a negative perspective towards running, something we don't want to do. But if you talk to someone who is maybe a marathon runner or someone who runs every weekend, they go to the park and they run for an hour, they love it. You know, they enjoy it. It's stress-free. It takes their mind off stuff. So they look at running as positive. But because you've had to do sprints in the past, you had to do beep tests, you had to do all these things where you felt pain, you look at running negatively. So in the game, you're actually looking for all the opportunities where you can hide and rest and you don't have to run. So I just want you to change your perspective. Running is something you want to do. You want to close players down. You want to get forward to help your team. You want to get in the box to score goals, to get on the end of crosses. You want to track back and help out. You want to push through pain. When you start to get tired, you want to challenge yourself and you want to say, no, I'm going to keep running. Even though I'm tired, I'm going to keep running. And that can come back down to here, where we talked about how do you think when you are losing, but also how do you think when you are in adversity? And that could be mental adversity, physical adversity. How do you think? So use that. It's honestly, it seems too simple to work, but if you change your perspective, okay, suddenly I'm the type of player who likes to run. Guess what? Just because you change that shift, your stamina is going to increase. It's not going to increase right away, but because you're running more, you're going to become fitter. If you're always hiding from your fitness, you're always hiding from your running, something you don't want to do, then you're always going to be the type of player who is unfit. But if naturally you're on the field and you run more every single time, you're always going to be one of the fitter players. It's too simple to work, but it does. Massive. Change your mindset. Changes everything. Intellectual. So this is basically decision making. What to do in certain situations. So to improve that, I want you to think about your last game. Hopefully you just played a game. If you played one today, great. If it was a couple days ago, this may be a little more difficult to remember everything, but you'll see what I'm saying and you'll get value from it. So let's say you had a game today, hopefully, or yesterday. It's still fresh in your mind. I want you to think about all of the personal plays you had. So not all the plays that happened throughout the game, but all the personal plays that you had. And specifically, I want you to think about all the mistakes that you made. All the times you got tackled, you missed scoring opportunities, you gave away possession, you got beat in a one-on-one situation where you were defending or you failed when you were attacking. Okay, think about all these situations. You have to ask yourself, what exactly happened there and why did I fail? What happens is a lot of players will make mistakes, but they will never address these issues. They will never say, you know what, I keep making that mistake. What is going on here? How can I fix this? They just hide from it. They act like it doesn't happen. They act like it's not a problem. But guess what? They come back, they play their game next week, they're in the same situation, they make the exact same mistakes. So you do not want to do that. It's okay to make mistakes. Just don't make the same mistakes. Okay, so it's okay to make a mistake. Just learn from that mistake. If you keep making the same mistakes again and again and again, guess what? That's the fastest way to frustrate your coach, to frustrate your teammates. So learn from your mistakes and learn from them quickly. So I want you to think about in your head all the plays. So let's say, for example, you had even a goal scoring opportunity. You were in front of the net, a ball came across, it was wide open, you went to pass it in the net, and you skied over the bar. So you can analyze that, even though Yes, it is decision making, but it comes down to technique. It comes down to a lot of things. Okay, so you can analyze it and you can say, okay, when I struck the ball, before I struck the ball, I was thinking about missing the net. And when I struck the ball, I took my eyes off the ball. I was already looking in the net before I even hit it. And when I did hit it, I hit too far on the bottom of the ball. I didn't hit through the center of the ball. Okay, so just stopping and learning to analyze exactly what you're doing, well, that's going to help you with your decision making in the future. Because as I said, you'll have more information. So the next time you're in that situation, you'll say, you know what, I did that wrong last time. Hopefully you can do that very quickly in the moment. And the more you analyze, the more you go through this, the faster you'll be able to make those changes. But in the moment, that ball's coming, and now suddenly you're saying, you know what, I'm going to focus on scoring instead of missing. I'm visualizing the ball going into the net rather than visualizing the ball going over the net. I'm focusing on my technique. I'm getting my body over the ball. I'm striking through the ball rather than underneath the ball. I'm not leaning back. All those things that I did before, now I'm fixing them because I actually thought about what I did wrong and what I can do differently in the future. So that's a very basic example, but you can apply that to all of your misplays. So that's one way to improve decision making right away. Technical. So this one, very basic. All I want you to do, get 1,000 repetitions right now of any skill. Juggle, pass the ball against the wall 1,000 times, dribble, footwork, just do cuts, inside, outside cut, 1,000 times. Simple. Okay, too simple to work, yes? No, obviously it works. Everyone knows that you improve technical skill through repetition, yet not everyone gets their repetitions. Okay, so you want to improve your technique, but you're not practicing technique. I get so many messages. People say, oh, I want to improve my ball control, but I just can't. I can't figure it out. I guarantee you're not getting enough repetitions. If you just put in the work, you will improve the skill. Yes, you can do it faster in certain ways, and we'll talk about that in the system as far as self-analysis and the type of training that you're doing. Okay, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to repetitions. So a lot of you out there, I get these messages, and it drives me crazy. That's why I'm going off here. But let's say someone wants to improve their ball control. Really, all they have to do is juggle, do their keep-ups, or play balls against the wall, control it in different ways, play it out of the air. The basic stuff that they've seen in the videos, but they come to me and they say, oh, I need more complex drills. That's why I'm not improving. These drills aren't advanced enough. They're too easy. It's basics, it's repetitions that creates technical skill. Okay, so if your skill isn't good enough, do more. So I want you to do 1,000 reps. And I want you to do 1,000 reps of something that you're not good at. Everyone wants to do technical skills. They want to do what they're good at. So if you're really good at juggling, all you want to do is juggle. If you're really good at shooting, all you want to do is shoot. You don't want to work on the things that you're bad at. But if you want to become a complete player, those are the things you have to run towards. And you can apply that to everything. Let's say I'm really slow. I want to work on my sprints, but someone else is going to hide from it. Or my stamina is really bad. My fitness is really bad. Then they don't want to do the shuttle runs, or they don't want to do the beep test, or the 100 yards, the 100 meters, and back and forth. Okay, so you need to think about, what skills am I bad at? Am I really bad shooting? Well, I need to take 1,000 shots a day against a wall. Okay, so run towards what you are bad at. But that's something you can do right away. Okay, take a ball right now, go against the wall, 500 passes on your right, 500 passes on your left. You say your first touch is no good, or you suck at passing, but yet you haven't put in the repetitions. So it's so simple that it can't work, right? That's the thing. People want the complex drills. They want something more advanced, but really it comes back down to the basics. So if you wanted to remember exactly what I said and actually take action on all those ideas, I did write it down for you. And again, this lesson, like the other lessons, if you want all these pages, if you're watching this on my website right now, there's a link below. You can download. It's a little PDF. I put all these into a PDF, and you can have that and you can keep that. And if you didn't get it for the other lessons, the same thing for the other lessons. Just go to the link. If you're watching this on YouTube, in the description, there's a link. It says download the notes, and you can download it as well. So remember, these may be great ideas, but that doesn't mean you're actually using them. Speed of implementation, so key. You get a good idea, you have to act on it right away, because what happens? It goes in the back of your mind, you don't do it for a day, You don't do it for a week, you don't do it for a month, suddenly you forget about it. Maybe it comes back again and you remember and you said, oh, I was going to do that, but you never did it. And guess what? Someone else did. Someone else took that idea and they acted on it right away and they got great results. And speaking of great results, I just wanted to do another shout out. Someone wrote a comment which was really cool, so I just wanted to highlight it and give them a shout out for a great achievement. I went through all the comments on the last videos. It's like 300 comments on each one, but I asked for them, so you guys gave them. I appreciate that. I tried to go through them all. I think I responded to all of them because I really do appreciate you guys commenting and liking and sharing. Make sure you share, please. But Elias Olsen, I hope that's how you say it. Elias Olsen. I've been following your channel for 2 years now. During these years, I've gone from Swedish 7th tier of football to the Swedish under-21 national team. Thank you so much. So really amazing. And I mean, this stuff that I'm showing you guys, this is advanced stuff. If you're going through this seminar right now, you're getting some serious value because it's all put together in a structured way. It's really focused on helping you improve. It's a lot different than just watching those drills on my channel. But this player used my free content on my YouTube channel, using the drills, probably using some motivational videos, and they're seeing amazing improvements like that. So this structured stuff, you're taking the time to watch a 1 hour seminar video, you're getting some extreme value, but you have to take action on it. Remember, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. But knowledge, when you combine it, you take action with knowledge, then that's powerful. Okay, so knowledge doesn't mean anything. You can know everything, doesn't mean you're doing anything. So a lot of players will say, I don't have the money to get myself into a recruitment agency or to go to a showcase or a combine or to an open tryout. Okay, and first of all, you can't look at these as expenses. If this is what you want to do, you have to understand that these are investments. If you're investing in this because it's going to pay off, it's going to create what you want, which is this, which will give you a return on your money. So if we're looking at it in a business sense or a financial investment sense, you're putting your money into something that's going to pay off. An expense is something that just takes your money and gives nothing back. So these are investments. If you look at it like that, suddenly it becomes more reasonable. But some of you are saying, I don't have the money to do that. Okay, I want you to understand something. And I understand that if you're in a third world country, it's very difficult. Or your family is very poor. I understand that. It's very difficult. Your situation isn't like mine. Okay, I grew up in Canada. I've had money. But I want you to also understand, I haven't asked my parents for $1 since I was 14 years old. Okay, and this isn't a business seminar. This isn't a money-making seminar. But I have been responsible for myself. Okay, I say that because I did get a college scholarship. So that paid for my school. So my parents didn't even have to pay for my college since I was 14. I lived under their roof, yes, they gave me food. But as soon as I moved out, okay, I paid for my own rent. I found a way to pay for my food. If I wanted to go out and have a little fun, I found a way to make money for that as well. So you will never fail due to a lack of resources. You will only fail due to a lack of resourcefulness. And what that means, first of all, I think that is a Tony Robbins quote. Someone let me know if you know otherwise, but I've heard him say that before, and it's a great quote. It makes a lot of sense. So you will never fail due to a lack of resources, due to a lack of money, because of the country that you live in, or because of you don't have the right training facility, or you don't have nice shoes, or you don't have fancy training equipment. Okay, you will never fail due to a lack of resources. Yes, those things, the lack of those things can make it more difficult, but at the end of the day, you only fail due to a lack of resourcefulness. Okay, because you can't find a solution. Resourcefulness is your ability to find a solution in the face of problems. So, throughout my experience and working with these guys, as I said, I created a soccer success system. So, this is kind of what I want to show you guys, and I want to give a few people an option of really working with me. on this system. Okay, everything we've talked about so far, I want to go super in depth with you. I want to go through all the steps, and I want to make this happen to really increase your chances of becoming a pro or playing at a college level or just making a higher level team, just becoming a better player. Whatever you want, I want to help you achieve your goal. So who specifically is good for this type of system, is good for working with me, is good through going through this? Well, anyone who's in that opportunity gap and you really want to make it happen. I mean, if you're outside of it and you just want this type of thing, you want some coaching like this for personal development, then absolutely, it's for you as well. But we're talking specifically for this soccer success system, it's probably for someone in the opportunity gap who's trying to make things happen for themselves. Okay? It can also be for a parent who is trying to make something happen for their child. They just want to learn more about the process. They want to get better educated about how to help their child improve as far as all the different areas of the game, but also how they play, how they perform. It could be for a parent as well. And then to break it down a little more specifically, like just so you know, is this really a good fit for me? Because I don't want you to rush into this, but who is this for? Well, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know the exact steps to take to get the goal you want, whether that's playing pro or college mainly, then this is definitely for you, okay? We're going to break it down. If you are not good enough, you feel like you're not good enough and you need to improve, you need to get yourself to a whole new level in order to achieve that goal. You need to get yourself to become a whole new person. As we said, your goals should make you feel like you have to become better. Otherwise, you won't get them. Otherwise, it's not a big enough goal. So if you don't feel like you're good enough, if you are afraid they might be right, so I said they, and that's what everyone has said about you. They said you wouldn't make it. They said you were too slow. They said you couldn't ever turn that dream into a reality. They said, why are you wasting your time on that? If you're afraid that they may be right, then this could be for you as well. If you're afraid you may let them down, so they and them being the people that support you. If you're afraid that you might let down your friends or your teammates or your family or your mom or your dad, your parents, if you're afraid that you may let them down because you said you were going to do this and you don't know how to follow through or you don't know how to make it happen, then this could be for you as well. If you don't know how to impress, if you don't know how to impress scouts, if you don't know how to impress coaches, if you don't know how to stand out and be different than everyone else, then this could be for you. If other players make fun of you, so if people have told you that you suck, if your teammates make fun of you, if your friends make fun of you, when you're young, people are so mean. When you get a bit older, you get out of that and people are much nicer. But I know what it's like for your teammates to make fun of you, for your own friends to make fun of you, tell you that you suck at soccer, or that you'll never make it, that you'll never actually do all those things that you said you wanted to do. If you found these lessons valuable, so if you found the 3 lessons valuable, then this is for you as well. And as I said, if you are a parent so it could be a player, it could also be a parent who is confused and worried about helping their child make this happen. So if you're a parent and you're confused about the steps that you need to take in order to help your child succeed, or if you're a parent who is worried that you're not doing everything that you can to help your child, then this could be for you. So that was kind of like the struggles you may be going through. I just wanted to write a few of those so if you identify with them, then you can understand that, yeah, this might be for me. I don't want you to rush into this personal coaching with me, and just because, it's the newest thing that I'm doing, or just it's an opportunity to work with Dylan, I wanted to make sure that it's a good fit for you, and it's something that's actually going to help you get the goals that you want in your life. This may not be for everyone. So if you want to make it to the pro level, you want to play college, or you just want to get on a higher level team, if you want to make everyone proud, as I said, if you want to prove all your doubters and your haters wrong, all the people that doubted you in the past, if you want to become a standout player. So remember, when you go to trials, you have to stand out. You have to do that in a certain way. You can't just be like everyone else, whether that's in the way that you conduct yourself as a man or a woman, or in the way that you play on the field. If you want to dominate every game. So I put a question mark and I said maybe you won't dominate every game, but it's the way that you kind of go about your life. You have that attitude and that style of play, so most times you're going to dominate. You can't control every game, but you still play like you want to dominate. And again, a parent who wants to help their child succeed, who wants to help their child find success in soccer, so finding the steps. So exactly how are we going to do that with the system? Well, we're going to use proven steps to become professional. So we're going to actually use steps that other people have used in the past to make it work. We're going to use methods to play at the college level or methods that other players have used to get on a higher level team. We're not just saying, oh, I think we should do this and it'll work. We say, no, we know exactly what other people have done in the past because personally I've gone through it myself, or I've seen other people do it, other people that I know, or I've talked to people in high positions as far as agents, club coaches, college coaches, scouts, people that run trials and have seen successful trialists come through. We're going to get the proven steps. We're not just guessing, we're doing what works and we're following that system. If you want a system to overcome self-doubt, the opinions of others, and obstacles in general, remember, it's not about your lack of resources, it's your lack of resourcefulness. So it's about helping you become resourceful to overcome your personal things, your external things, so with other people, and again, all the obstacles that come up in life, no matter how difficult they will be. Yes, again, it's going to be very difficult in certain situations. If you live in certain countries, it makes it more difficult for you. But the biggest thing is just your attitude in those. So how do you at least try to overcome them? Because I promise you, if you don't overcome certain obstacles, but at least you tried, at the end of the day, you will be happy with yourself. If you never try and you just say, oh, that's too big of an obstacle for me, I promise you, you will regret and you will say, I wish I tried a little harder. I wish I thought a little more creatively or tried to be a little more resourceful. So we're going to use steps to stand out from the rest. Remember, you don't want to be like the rest, whether that is contacting an agent, you want your CV, your resume to stand out, you want your video to stand out, you want the way that you contact them and talk to them in the email to stand out. The way you play, you want to stand out. You want to be different in trials. You want to be different when you're just playing on the field. You want to be different from other players in the way that you conduct yourself again, and the way, the skills that you have, the mental toughness that you have, the smarts, the understanding. So all these things, you want to stand out from the rest. This is usable for parents and players. So as I said, if you're a parent, it's good to know these steps. If you're a player, it's great to know these steps because you're going to put yourself in them. But as a parent, you can feel like you're part of your child's journey and you can do everything you want or everything you can to help them as much as possible. So it's a total player and personal development system. So on a deeper level, the reason this will work is because whatever happens, you're going to be a better person because of it. And we don't need to go super deep into this again, but I want you guys to understand that this is much deeper than becoming a pro or much deeper than being a good player. Again, what you get at the end isn't as important as who you become in your pursuit of grabbing that thing and getting that thing, achieving that goal, okay? So who you become is more important than what you obtain. So I want to use this system to help a few people. I want to use some personal coaching, but I also want to give the option to everyone that if they still want to get all the information and they want to work through themselves, I still want to give them that opportunity. So what I'm going to do here is I have two different options that you can take a look at. So number one is the Soccer Success System mentorship. Okay, so that's working with me personally. You're going to get some time with me. That's the big difference. We're going to spend some time together. I'm going to give you more of my time. And you can also get just the Soccer Success System. Okay, so I'll explain exactly the difference, what you're going to get with each one. But with each one, you're going to get video lectures. So all the things that we talked about as far as the 5 things in the Soccer Success System, ambition activation, the master plan formulation, rite of passage, reverse development training, and also the no-fail guarantee system. So for each of those, there's going to be video lectures for each of those. Going to go in depth, going to explain exactly what you need to do in each step to make this system work for you. Okay, so we're going to be very in-depth video lectures with tons of value.
So you're going to get that with both. You're also going to get audio recordings. So these video lectures will be converted to audio recordings so you can use them conveniently. So let's say, for example, you're on the bus or you're taking the train or you're on the bike or you're on the treadmill or something, you can listen, or you're laying in bed at night, you can listen to these. And realistically, you should use both. You should work through all of these to get the most out of this, but you can use these conveniently. So audio recordings, you're going to get that with both, with the mentorship and with the soccer success system. The third thing is a training guide. So basically, these video lectures, they've been put into written format in short form, but kind of like a book, but a training guide that you can go through to go along with these lectures just so you obtain more information. The reason I did this is because people learn, and also there's the work booklet, which I'm going to get to right now. But the reason I did these 4 things is because people learn in 4 different ways. Okay, you learn through either visual, like watching a video, audio, listening. So either watching, listening, reading, or writing. So we're going to utilize all 4 of those learning methods so you can get the most out of this. So the next one was the work booklet, and yes, you get that with the system as well as the mentorship. So this is the big difference. When you work with me, and if you guys can see there, it says only 20. I'm only going to take 20 people for the mentorship. So when you work with me, I'm going to do a player analysis. So first of all, a player analysis is you're going to send me videos. I'm going to tell you exactly what to send me. So you're going to send me videos of video of yourself, unless there's a few of you, but video of yourself performing certain skills. So I'll tell you exactly what to do. I'll tell you how to do it, for how long. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want to see. But I'm going to see all of your skills, and all of your technical skills and all of your physical attributes. I'm going to make you send me a video. Then I'm going to assess it. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to assess it. I'm going to send you an assessment back, and I'm also going to talk about it in the one-on-one coaching call, which I'll talk about later. So you're going to send me this. I'm going to assess all your technical skills, all your physical attributes. So I can break it down, I can really get at you in this call, and I can help you improve that. On top of that, we're going to do a playing analysis. So I'm going to get you to send me video of yourself playing in a match, but also video of yourself in training with your team, and video of yourself training individually by yourself. Okay, because I want to see how you approach it. And yeah, it's going to be a little different because you know I'm watching your individual training, but maybe I want to see how you're training and certain habits that you have. Okay, but the biggest thing is playing. I want to see what you do on the field because that's really what's going to expose you. And I'll be able to help you the most by watching that. So you can get like I said, there's no reason these days you can't have good match footage. You can get your parents to record you, you can get your girlfriend to record you, you can get your little brother to record you, you can pay someone $20 to do it. Okay, you can get this information or get this footage and give it to me because I'm going to analyze it, I'm going to assess it. Again, I'm going to give you a written assessment and I'm going to send it back to you so you can review it and you can keep that assessment, but we're also going to analyze it, we're going to go over it in the one-on-one coaching call. So you're probably wondering how long is the one-on-one coaching call? Well, I'm setting it at about 1 hour. It should be 1 hour based on the price that I'm putting this program at. However, I'm going to do as long as it takes for us to go through everything we need to go through and for you to get the value that you feel that you need to get out of this. You have to finish the video lectures. You have to actually go through the course and do all the lectures as well as hopefully read the guide and do all the questions and the exercises in the work booklet. If you want to do the audio recordings as well, listen to them as well, learn even more, retain even more, that's a great idea as well. But you have to do that first before we get on the call, otherwise it's a waste of both of our time. And the call is going to be on Skype or on Google Hangouts. We'll find a way to make it work, but it's going to be computer to computer, so whatever country you are in the world, we can make it happen. Now, as I said, on the call, we're going to work through the system. So if you just did the system, you're doing it by yourself, which is totally fine. I mean, you're doing it with me through the video lectures, but with the mentorship, you're getting my one-on-one time, genuine time with me, and we're talking about it, we're breaking it down, we're finding a way to make it work for you to get the most out of this. So we do the one-on-one coaching call, then there's going to be a follow-up. So sorry, let me just explain exactly what's going to happen on the coaching call. We're going to go through each section of the lecture. So you're going to start with the goals. We're going to make sure that your goals are real. Like your goals are something that you can actually achieve, and there are things that are happening right now. We're focused on those short-term goals as well as intermediate and long-term goals, and how to get motivated and all the steps in the system that you're going to learn when you go through the video lectures. We're going to focus on your strategy, on your plan, and we're going to really break down those steps. And are you taking those steps? What are you going to do every day to make this goal actually happen? Then we're going to go to the rite of passage. For some of you, that rite of passage is going to be painful. It's going to be scary. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to be soft, okay? And if you really don't want me to be real with you, to say, hey, you are not good at this, you need to change that bad habit, you need to fix this about yourself if you want to succeed. If you don't want to hear those things because you want to hide from them and you want to sweep that stuff under the rug and you never want to deal with it, then do not sign up for the mentorship, because I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to be super mean. Like, obviously, I want you to enjoy the process, and you are going to enjoy it, but I'm going to be real. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth, and that's what you need to hear. So if you don't want to hear the truth, then do not do the mentorship with me. Now, the follow-up call is going to be the final step of the system, pretty much. When we're on the one-on-one coaching call, we'll talk about your follow-through strategy, your no-fail follow-through strategy. But to really hold you accountable, you're going to know that I'm going to do another call with you. This is probably going to be about half the time. But again, we'll take as much time as we need to go through everything we need to and to make sure that you're on track. So the follow-up call is going to be about a month later, and we're going to see if you did everything that you said you were going to do. Because you're going to use the system, and you're doing it by yourself. You're going to do the system, and yes, with the tools that I give you, you are still going to be accountable to yourself, you're going to be accountable to others, and you're going to be accountable to a special bonus that I'll tell you about a little later. When you get signed up for the course, you'll know about that. It's a tool that you can use. It's really going to hold you accountable. It's going to be good for you. But with this one, with the mentorship, you know that I'm coming for you in 30 days. So if you didn't do everything that you said you were going to do, especially what you told me you were going to do on that one-on-one coaching call, then I'm going to be, I don't want to say disappointed, but hopefully you're disappointing yourself and you don't want to let me down. So you're going to make sure that you did everything that you should do. Now, you shouldn't be doing it for me, you should be doing it for yourself, but knowing that I'm coming for you on that follow-up call is a good accountability tool. You're also going to get lifetime access to the Soccer Success System. So that means if I add more content in the future, you're going to get access to that. If your computer burns down, I'm still going to give you your login. You'll be able to get into your account. If anything happens, if it improves, if it changes, if you lose any information, you'll be able to access this as long as you want, as often as you want. So the way it works is there'll be a specific login. You'll get a personal login, and it's good for 4 IP addresses. So that's because if someone wants to use their computer, their tablet, their iPhone, something like that, or their Samsung, whatever type of mobile you're on, you can access it from a few IP addresses. The reason we do it like that is so that people don't get they don't purchase one account and then try to send it to like 100 different people. It doesn't work like that. Because of your IP addresses, it won't let you do that. So if you're planning to do that, please don't do that. On top of that, you'll get technical support. So meaning if you have any issues with it, all you have to do is send an email and we'll fix the issues for you right away. So saying that, there are some bonuses and we'll talk about those after. But with those in mind, I hope you understand the difference. This, you're just getting the system. You're getting great content and still me teaching you these ideas, working you through the system. But the difference with the mentorship, and again, I'm only taking 20 people. So the first 20 people will get to work with me. The mentorship is you're getting my personal time. The system, you're just working through the content on yourself. You're still getting massive value, still going to help you improve, still going to help you achieve your goals and all these things. But with the mentorship, you're getting my personal time, my personal advice specifically to you because I'm actually seeing you and I'm working with you. So I know you guys want to hear the price, so I'll show you the prices. So I'll come down here, right? Hopefully you can see. So this is a test group. So for the first time we're going to do it. Originally, I was going to do, and I hope you can see it, for the mentorship, we're going to do just under 1,000, it's going to be $997. Okay, for the system, It's going to be $197. Now, because we're doing this is the first time we're doing it, I'm going to drop the price. And again, if you get in right now, it's just going to be $497. Okay, so basically going to cut it in half. But you have to do this right now, and again, only the first 20 people, only 20 people in general are going to be able to do it, just because I can't do a whole bunch of people. I just don't have the time to do that many people. Okay, it's just not physically possible. So I can only take a limited amount. So for those 20 people, it's going to be $497. Now for the system, again, because we're doing this is a test group, the first time we're doing this system, I'm going to drop it as well. And it's going to go down to $147. Okay, so this card, we're actually going to open it up on December 22nd. And it's going to be available for 7 days. So if you want to get the system or you want to get the mentorship, there's a 7-day opportunity where you can get in. However, as I said, only 20. So realistically, if you're not getting the mentorship on the first day, you're probably not going to be able to get it this time. I might do this again in the future. Once I am finished working with those 20 people, then I might open it up again in the future. I'm pretty sure it'll go well, so we'll probably do it again. However, it would be at this price of $997. Now, I'm going to do one more thing for the system, because I know for some people, I know that still $100 might seem expensive. And again, you can't look at this as an expense. You have to look at it as an investment. This is an investment in your future. This is an investment as you as a player. Okay, a lot of people will spend this much. Definitely, like some people will spend this much on shoes, on cleats, but you won't spend that much on improving yourself as a player and as a person and increasing your chances of achieving your goals. So you need to look at it as an investment, something you get a return on, as opposed to an expense, something you spend once and it's gone forever. You don't get that money back. Okay, I'm going to do one more thing though. I'm going to drop this down for the first day. So if you get in, you get the system on the very first day, December 22nd, for 24 hours. I'm going to drop it down to $97. Okay, and I'll have this on the page on the 22nd so you guys know exactly what the offer is. I just need to clarify what I mean by test group. Okay, because this is the first time I'm doing this. I need this test group. I want this test group to help me make this system the best it can possibly be. So when I do offer it for real in the future, when it's at these prices here, the real prices, that it's going to be the best it can possibly be. So I need your help and I want your contribution. So I need you to understand that right now, this system is not actually complete. Okay, I haven't actually completed all the lectures. I haven't actually set up all of the training guide and all of the work booklet. I have the outlines, but I need your advice and I need your ideas to help me make this the best as possible. So, but I'm going to ask you questions and you're going to help me build it. And together we're going to build it and you'll get the full, in the end, you'll get the full program. So when someone pays this, you're going to get what they get. But because you're helping me build it, you're going to get it at this price. So you're basically reserving your spot. I want to explain how quickly you're going to get the content, because I know you don't want to invest your money and then wait forever or wait too long and nothing comes to you. You're going to get the content right away. What's going to happen is we're going to start right after the new year, so in January, that first week of January, and I'll put the calendar below, kind of how we're going to go at this. I'm going to try to do 1 week at a time. We're working on each section of the system. So you're going to help me and we're going to develop the best system that we possibly can. In that first week of January, I'm going to start with a Q&A. We're going to talk about everything related to section number 1. And then we're going to brainstorm and we're going to find a way to make the best possible video lectures, the best possible course for step number 1. The next week we would go to 2, then to 3, 4, 5 until we complete the whole system. So basically in 5 weeks, you will get all the content. And the great thing is you're kind of learning as you're going, but also you get to contribute, okay? You're part of the process. You're making the soccer success system with me, and I really appreciate your help on making it more how you would like it to be. And number 2, you're getting it at a lower price. Okay, so I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that this test group is only open for 7 days. So if you want to reserve your spot, it's only open for 7 days. It's from December 22nd to December 28th. Remember, if you act on the first day, you're going to get the lowest price if you're just in the system. Okay, I can only take 20 people for the mentorship. But if you want to get the lowest price, do it on the very first day for the first 24 hours. You'll get that for $97, under $100. And guys, like, let's be realistic here. Some of you are spending that much on cleats. Okay, especially if you're in the States, I can't believe they actually price cleats at this these days, but some kids are buying it there. But maybe an indoor and an outdoor season, your boot expenses up there. Or realistically, most parents are paying for your team fees at this price. I mean, this is the advanced one, that's the mentorship. I wanted to get this one down under 100 because then you can pretty much rationalize, like, hey, this is like half of the cost of a pair of boots for one season. So if you're investing in your whole future, your whole career, and you can't even come up with the price of one pair of boots, then this probably isn't for you. Okay, so I just want you to kind of rationalize that investment to yourself and how it is really going to pay back 100 times more. Okay, but the price will go up. After 7 days, it will close, so you can't get in because we're as this test group, we're working to build this, and when it is finally built and it's complete, then we're going to release it to the public at those full prices. So 100% money back guarantee. You know what you're getting right now. I've really explained it. I've gone into details, so you know what you're getting. But if throughout this whole process, if you are not happy with it, if you don't like the content that's coming out, if you don't like the way I communicate with you, if you don't like anything about it, within 30 days, you get your money back, no problem. Okay, it's handled by a third party, so if there's any issue, it's handled by PayPal, so if there's any problem, you just make a dispute with PayPal, you say, hey, this guy didn't do what he said he was going to do, and they will give you my money. They'll take it out of my account and give it to you. Okay, if it's a valid reason. And we both agree, well, I don't even have to agree upon it. If PayPal agrees with you, then you'll get it, and in most cases they do. Now, saying that, do not just get the course and then ask for a refund right away. If you're going to do that, please don't waste either of our time. And also, in the past, PayPal is pretty smart. They know if you're going to do that. If you buy a program or you get in and you refund right away, a lot of times they'll say, hey, what's going on here? Why would you just buy it and refund it? No, let's look deeper into this. So it's a 100% safe transaction. Like I said, it's on PayPal. So you can use credit card or you can use PayPal. 100% safe transaction. It's totally secure. You have nothing to worry about. No one's going to get your credit card information. I don't see your credit card information. Only PayPal, and it's very reputable. If you guys don't know about PayPal, this is 2018. Pretty much everything online is done through PayPal or a similar third-party transaction system. So whether you want to get in early at these special prices and you want to help me build this, or you want to wait till it's complete and you want to get it at the full price, which is totally fine as well, I just want you to understand that if you do want to succeed in soccer, I'm not saying that you need to get this system to be successful in soccer. You could do this on your own, absolutely. People have done it in the past without this because we're just creating this right now. So you don't need a system like this. However, if it's going to decrease the amount of time that it takes because it's giving you the shortcuts, not only is it making you a better player, which is part of the first step, you have to be good enough, but it's going to help you take action. It's going to help you take very specific action. So if this is going to give you a shortcut, then it's worth the investment because it's going to pay you back with a return, which is your goal. And if your goal is getting a professional contract, that may mean money, but on a deeper level, it means what you want to achieve. On the college side, it could mean scholarship, which means money, but on a deeper level, again, this is something about your life, the steps you're taking in your life to become successful, to become happy. So you have to understand that this is an investment, and I don't think you will ever regret investing in yourself and trying. Again, as I said in the first video, you will never regret trying. Okay, as long as you do everything you know you should have done and that you could have done, you'll be happy that you did it. At the end of your life, they say you only regret the things you did not do. So I'm not saying that you have to do this or that this is necessary. No, but it is a nice shortcut. And if you do have the finances, it's a great option because I said it's going to give you the shortcut. It's going straight to the source. It's asking all the people who have been through it before, how do you do it? So you're basically hacking their brains. You're saving yourself time. You're saving yourself effort. You're saving yourself stress. And in the long run, you're probably saving yourself money because, yeah, you can do it, but you would have to trial. You can do it by yourself without this, but you'll have to trial and error yourself through the whole process. This is giving you a more direct plan, so it's going to increase your chances. So how do you actually sign up and become part of this test group? Help me create this system and get a lot of great content over the next month. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you have to go to my website. So there's a link in the description below. There'll be the same video, but you're just on my website, so you can actually click the button below this video. But once you get on my website, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, you need to do the same thing. Come to my website. The button below this video right now that you're watching, click that button. You'll be able to select an option. You select either the mentorship or just the soccer success system. Remember the benefits of each one. You fill out your information. Once you click submit, you'll get instant access. So instant access, you'll be sent to a page. It'll tell you exactly what to do and what you can expect. You get that calendar as well, so you know what to expect. But you'll be getting updates from me. As soon as you submit, I will have your information, so I'll be able to contact you and I'll let you know what's going on. If for any reason you get lost in the process or you don't know what's going on, okay, just email me at info@progressivesoccertraining.com. Make sure you let me know that you did sign up because I get lots of emails there regardless. But let me know that you did sign up and I'll help you through it if you have any questions at all. Thank you for watching this seminar. I hope you found it extremely valuable. Remember, all these lessons, they got great ideas in them, but ideas are nothing. It's all about execution. It's what you do with the ideas. So whether you choose to work with me, if you want to be part of the test group or not, I hope you got some value from this. And remember, this Soccer Success Seminar, it's always here for you. It's always going to be online. You got all those PDFs that I gave you, so that's my gift to you. I want you to keep that, and I want you to use it to go and find your success in soccer.